This is Real Generational Wealth. Live from Southern California, this is Abby, Espy, and Jen.
Hi, happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yep.
Welcome back to Real Generational Wealth, where we have over 50 years of combined experience making sure you and your family always have a place to call home. Thank you all for tuning in. Today we are recording our season finale. So thank you all for who's been with us these last, I think it's been five months now. If you're catching us live today, hashtag live. And if you're catching us on the replay, hashtag replay. Yes, it's Cinco de Mayo. I hope all of our viewers are actually, hopefully are celebrating. If not, we'll be celebrating tonight.
So what are you doing, Jen?
I actually don't have plans, not scheduled plans at least. But I do know some people from the office that are going for happy hour, so I may catch up with them after this.
I'll make myself my own mojito.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. What did you put in it?
Mint. I'm gonna make it. Real lemon, with lime. And of course, I have to put tequila, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm actually not. I'm not really a tequila fan, but I guess for the sake of the holiday, I will drink tequila.
I know. I just like beer, like Hefeweizen beer. That's the only thing I drink.
Me and my late ex-husband, we used to go to El Torito.
I love El Torito.
Oh, how fun!
Yeah.
They don't have them anymore. I think
know.
a lot of them closed down.
Well, we still have one here in Sherman Oaks, and what we do is we order a pitcher, a pitcher full of margarita, flavored margarita, strawberry. It's my favorite, strawberry.
Nice.
Yeah, they have good deep fried ice cream too.
Oh, I haven't tried that one.
Well,
by the time I get to the dessert, I'm already too busy.
Anyway, today for our episode, we kind of wanted to wrap up our season, go over a few things, give you guys some updates on the market, and answer any questions. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment below, and we'll definitely answer them. But before we get to any of that, Abby, Espy, how's your day? How's your week? How are your transactions going? I'm sure you two are crazy busy in today's crazy market.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, for me, it's pretty busy. I know a lot of people are discouraged about buying a home because they don't want to compete with 40 offers. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of like a recent transaction that I have. So I had a buyer contact me on Facebook, and this was on a Wednesday. Okay, so the next day, she was asking me like, how's my credit? And I was like, oh, it looks pretty good. So let's see if you can get pre-approved. So the next day I got her pre-approved the same day. And then after that, the Saturday, we started looking at homes. We saw a home that she really liked. It looked like a really popular home. And we submitted an offer. It was $499, I think. And we submitted over $70,000 over asking, and a shortened contingency period, also a 14-day escrow, and we still didn't get the home. Like the agent even turned off her phone. Like when I finally got a hold of her, she was like, you know what? I have too many people contacting me already. Like I guess it's a really popular home. She said she had over 40 offers and she didn't even finish looking through all the emails.
She
And
priced it too
um,
low. That's obvious.
I know they price it's like price it higher. If that's what you guys want, just price it
Yeah.
higher and tell us what you want. So you don't it
Yeah.
just seems counterintuitive to price something so low and
Yeah.
then get
Mhm.
40 offers, and the one that you pick, how about if you pick the one that's not really serious? At
Yeah.
least if
Mhm.
you price it high enough, you get 2 to 3 offers, and you get a very good
Little serious
buyer, a
one.
serious buyer. Yeah,
Mhm.
so we were kind of discouraged, but we it really depends on the buyer. My buyer is very realistic, and we found something else actually better for her. So
Nice.
when we submitted an offer for that place and then for her place, and we got our offer accepted, and now we're in escrow. So she's in
Congrats.
escrow less than a week from contacting me. I mean, it's very quick. I know a lot of, and this is in a high demand area. San Bernardino County, especially Chino Hills, is pretty high
Mhm.
demand. You have about 20 to 30 buyers for each house, sometimes even 50. But
Oh my goodness.
it really depends on the buyer. I would say a lot of it depends on the buyer and their flexibility and also their motivation. When they're motivated to buy, it's like the energies just sink, and it's go go go, and we're able to find something. But if it's a buyer that's kind of like, oh, I still want to get a good deal in this market, I don't want to pay full price, I don't know if
Mhm.
it's going to happen. You're just going to take a while, waste your time, and then not really wasting your agent's time, but you just have to have more realistic expectations when there's 30 people offering on a home.
Right.
So, yeah. So, how about you, ladies? Any recent stories or?
I want to piggyback off on what you just said, how it a huge determination factor is on buyers who are motivated, right? The
Mhm.
fact that
Yes.
you
Yeah.
talked to her one day and she got pre-approved within a day, that's
Mhm.
that's huge. That shows, because I've
Mhm.
I've had a lot of buyer consultations that'll ask me questions, and I'm always more than available to answer any of your guys' questions. But when we tell you, or any agent tells you, hey, we want you to get pre-approved, it's not because we're screening you as buyers. It's we want to set you up for success, right? If you come to us and
Yes.
you say you want a house, we're going to need that pre-approval to show the seller, show the seller's agent, hey, these guys are qualified, and they can buy this house.
Mhm.
And if it takes a buyer longer than a couple weeks, they're probably not as motivated, or they may not be ready, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
If you're not ready, then now's not the time. But
Mhm.
right now, in this,
Also,
yeah, this
also, if they
crazy,
take that long, I
yeah,
think it'll take them. You can't do a shortened escrow. You can't do a 2 week escrow because it all depends on how fast they get the documents in. And if
yeah,
it takes them two
Mhm.
weeks just for a pre approval, then you have to do a 30-day escrow, which is less competitive, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
That's why,
yeah,
like,
so a lot of it
you
depends on the
want to be on
buyer.
it as a buyer.
Mhm.
There's it's it's more than just price. Again, kind of how you were saying. I know a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
people are discouraged right now because they're thinking, "Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, we're going to lose out." But it's more than just price. It's the willingness to be
Yeah.
flexible with sellers' terms, whether they need a
Mhm.
rent back or they need a little bit more time,
Mhm.
shortening your contingencies, waiving things like a home warranty, whether it's your agent or your buyer. There's a lot of ways to get creative in offers
Mhm.
nowadays, and
Mhm.
it's just being on top of that. And so there's still plenty of ways to be able to buy, plenty of options, and plenty of opportunity.
There's no cookie cutter or a perfect recipe to get into the house that you want.
Yeah,
You know, the bottom line is there should be some teamwork between the
Yes.
buyer and the agent and the lender.
the
Those are the
lender.
three
Yes.
main components. And the very first thing is to make sure that you have a loan that have some kind of a leeway. You don't want to go to the tightest tip of your pre-approval. You want to be like kind of like in the middle. That way, if
Just so
you
you have,
do
yeah,
need
you
to
can move up.
negotiate,
Mhm.
you have that room. Yeah, I'm so proud of my client right now, and even though I have to go to the Bay Area so many times, I just feel such pride that this client that I helped 6 years ago became like a client for life. And so it's not just a matter of getting an escrow or getting a sale, but it's more, especially when you come to my age, it's more of like nurturing and, helping somebody and holding their hands. And when you see that they trust you and they believe in you, then you feel that you have some kind of a responsibility to really deliver and make sure that they are taken care of all the way to the end.
Right.
So we finally closed the property that she was selling last Monday. So I was there on
Yeah.
Monday in the Bay Area. Yeah,
Yay.
yeah, and then for the last 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we were looking for properties, and it was so hard because, even up to 700, you just can't find a house that can fit her. And so she was moving from manufactured home to condo or townhouse or single family home, fixer upper, and all that. And it's just so frustrating. So finally, the bottom line is she found a place when I already got here back to LA. She found a place again that she wanted to take a look at last Saturday, and it was a vacant home. So what I did was I leveraged on, I guess, some kind of a way to relate or to talk to agents. So this listing agent decided, okay, I will go and show the property to her. You
Oh,
know,
yeah. So you don't have
yeah,
to drive all the way over
I
there.
didn't have to drive. Yeah. So I said, okay, so don't worry, she's ready and all that. So I sold my client right away up front and gave her all the disclosures, gave her all the information about the property, and get the PID and all that. And so 1 o'clock on Sunday, she was there, and then, oh, he's not here yet. So wait a minute, don't worry. And then the listing agent texted me and said, I'm 10 minutes away. So yeah, he arrived, showed the property. They did a FaceTime, showed me the different places, and I was also explaining to my client as if I was there. And in the end, the listing agent told me after he left, he said, "Well, I don't know what is the feedback of your client, whether he likes it, if she likes it. That's great if she's gonna put an offer, but if she's not gonna put an offer, that's okay too." And you know where he
Mm.
came from? He drove 1 hour from. He came
Wow.
from Antioch. I didn't realize that he was coming from Antioch to show
Wow.
his listing to my buyer in
Wow.
Hayward. You know, but
So what
luckily we were,
happened?
huh? We well,
What happened?
we put together an offer, and we opened escrow Monday,
Oh
the
my God,
26-day
Wow.
escrow.
congratulations.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah. So we're in the process of doing our inspection. Our appraisal was waived because she's putting 20% down.
Nice.
So we're still doing our investigation, our inspection, and all that. Yeah,
Mhm.
so it's good.
So it
That's
makes a big
awesome.
difference that your client trusts you.
Yeah.
I think having the buyer or the seller trust us, it really makes a
Hmm.
huge difference on the transaction because sometimes they think, why are you telling me to do this? Or why are you asking me for a pre-approval? I want to keep my stuff private. But really, we need the pre-approval so we know what price range to look for. And
Right.
Hmm.
it's a bit counterintuitive to look for a house first and then get the pre-approval because what if you're not approved for that price range? Or
Yeah.
what if you can get something higher?
Hmm.
So having trust in your agent, it's really important in the success of your transaction.
Hmm. That's right.
I want to
Yeah.
add that that's awesome that the listing agent like went and did that and accommodated a
Yeah.
showing because
Yeah.
I'm seeing more and more that a lot of listing agents are as rude as Abby just had explained about that
Yeah.
the offer
That's
that you
right.
lost where you said she turned off her phone, she stopped taking calls. I'm seeing
Hmm.
that a little more often, right? And I don't know if
Hmm.
it's because these agents get these one-time listings. I don't know, but I mean,
Yeah.
you have a
It's an
duty to your
online
seller.
brokerage. It's an
Yeah,
Yeah.
online brokerage. That's why. That's why they do that. When you use an online
People just
brokerage
don't
or a
know that.
discount brokerage, that's what
Hmm.
happens. They're
yeah,
not. They're not. They're just doing it by volume, based on volume,
Hmm.
and then they turn off their phone, and it's like, oh, what if we wanted to submit an offer for 600? You guys don't
Hmm.
know about it because you wouldn't pick up your phone.
exactly.
So that's what happens when you deal with a discount brokerage.
I mean, you get what you pay for, right? And
Yeah.
that agent essentially is not
Mm-hmm.
doing their due diligence, or they're not actually taking care of their client, and it sucks. But
Mm-hmm.
that's why, because
Yeah,
when we're on the buyer's end, buyer's agent's end, we're obviously trying to do what we can for our buyers. Like
Mm-hmm.
it sucks for when the other listing agent is hard to work with from the get-go. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad you two
Mm-hmm.
opened escrow this week. I did not open escrow yet this week.
yeah, but you
um
opened like 10
You're
escrows
just closing
last
escrows.
month,
yeah,
right?
I actually have a ton of escrows closing. I've been crazy busy. I have these particular buyers who I had to sell their house to buy another one, and their house,
Mm-hmm.
we got their house in escrow after one day of showings. We got above asking. Those
Mm-hmm.
buyers are basically done. They're fully approved. They've got their full contingency removal. They're ready to go. We
Yeah.
have not found our property yet,
Mm-hmm.
but we saw maybe 10, 15 properties this past weekend, submitted four offers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I joked with my clients at the beginning of the week. I said, well, if we get all four accepted, like, which one do you want? And then they said, oh, well, they numbered it 1 to 4. And as of today, I think we basically have like 3 out of 4 basically accepted. I'm like, okay, so I have to call them later to basically pick one. Well, no, I think we're going to decide tomorrow, but
Mm-hmm.
3 out of
That's a
the
great
4 are
problem to have.
looking good. Yeah, it's a great problem to have. So again, back to these buyers, you buyers who are watching, um, there's so much
Mm-hmm.
opportunity out there. It
Yeah.
starts with definitely trusting your agent, to help with all of your negotiations, and
Mm-hmm.
having a good lender, like SB said,
Yeah.
because the
That's
lender
true. The
is
lender
such a
makes the
key
biggest
component
difference.
to this. Because I,
Mm-hmm.
I have other clients where I can't. They brought their lender, like they got pre-approved, and I can't get a hold of their lender at all. I
Yeah.
think we lost a few offers because the listing agent
A
called.
lot of times when there is not the relationship between the realtor and the lender, it's harder because you don't really know what's going on in that
Yeah,
side, you
yeah,
know? Yeah. So it's really encouraging that your lender and your realtor works together openly, transparent,
yeah,
because if there's a problem there, then the other side can actually be able to help cope with that problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Speaking of lenders, so this, this is something new. I mean, you ladies have heard of the MCC credit, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like, yeah. So I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that that was still in existence, but our lender was able to get our buyer that, and
Mm-hmm.
um, I think it's only available in Orange County and San Bernardino County. So
Yeah,
now
certain
she's
areas
saving.
depends. Yeah.
Yeah, so and it depends on the income, like on the
Mm-hmm.
income qualifications, and it saves about $300 a month on the mortgage because it's like a tax credit that you can use, and that's something that first time home buyers can take advantage of. There's also
Mm-hmm.
different programs, different government programs that they're trying to
Yeah.
initiate, and I don't know if it doesn't look like it's in
There
place
are
yet.
programs that are for the county, for the
Yeah,
city,
county
for the
specific. Mhm.
state, and
Yeah.
also for organizations. Like for instance, if you are with the purse, you work with the state, and you are part of the purse, the 401k, or they have a different program. There are some that are like for doctors and nurses and firefighters. They have also a certain kind of program too. And you also even have a USDA. There are some areas of, like for instance, here in the big city, or here in our area, there can be some unincorporated areas that can still qualify for USDA loans, where you don't have to put
Right.
down payment, at very low interest rate. So this is a perfect time to really, take advantage of the different um, financing out there. In fact, me for my age, it's interesting because we were earlier talking about, oh, what we're gonna do. How is your real estate? How are you doing your what is your day like as a realtor? For us, and the three of us are three different generations. So
That's so true.
today, yeah, I woke up with one client that was talking to me about, oh, they have a foundation. Now the two of them, the husband and wife, talking about how are they going to are they going to save taxes, or they're going to, with all these changes in the taxes, are they going to liquidate and all that? And hey, if you need to pay tax, you need to pay tax, right? You know, if you earn a fat equity, maybe it's time for you to give your share, they give the share to Uncle Sam so we can build our roads, right?
I know you're usually paying taxes if you made a lot of money. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
a good
right.
problem to have when you think
It is a
about
good
it.
Yeah.
problem to have.
Yeah, if you think about it, for the last 10 years, the baby boomers have acquired so much property over the years, because that was our accumulation stage. When you're 40 and up, that is your accumulation stage, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is the time that you buy your first home, your second home, you bought a fourplex, fiveplex, and you're doing 1031 exchange. And then now you're a baby boomer, you're maybe 75 years old. And what you going to do with all this property? And meanwhile we have a change of the guards, and we have taxes that are changing and all that, and how
Mm-hmm.
you're going to navigate that. So the bottom line is that we still have to pay whatever we need to pay. We have to take care of the next part of our life so that we can be liquid and we can be stable during that time and take care of ourselves, right? So that is the kind of lingo that I've been having this whole day, talking from one person to another. I just came from Pasadena, and a friend of mine lives in 55 plus, how do you call that,
Like
apartment
community.
building, beautiful building, and she's renting. She chose to be a renter now after being a homeowner for a long time. And why? Because she wants to be close to the grandkids, you know and
And
she has a two
Pasadena's
bedroom.
expensive.
Yeah, it's a two-bedroom, nice property. It's a two-bedroom. She's renting it for 2,700. But she can
Oh,
walk to Target. She can walk to her office. She
Mhm.
still do some international deals
oh,
right now.
it's by Colorado. It's
Uh
by
huh.
Colorado Boulevard then, huh? Her
Right. No, it's
place.
close to
Yeah,
Lake Drive and
Lake and
Union
Color.
Street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
used to work
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Yeah. So, every season of our life, we have a different kind of lifestyle and different reasons.
Right.
So we were talking about foundations, we're talking about homeless, how you're going to buy multi units that can
Hmm.
house seniors that are independent living, and all that. So it's a different kind of conversation, discussion when you are in a different stage of your life, and
Definitely.
especially when we are in real estate, because we deal with the most important investment that we have, as
Yeah.
individuals. Yeah.
That's
One of the
true.
biggest
I mean,
investments
you're
people
s-
make in their life. Yeah.
Hmm.
yeah, you're spending your time doing that, and then me, I'm like running around with kids, picking up
Hmm.
my kid from Montessori, and then
Hmm.
I'm on the phone with my clients, and then I'm in the office. It's
Yeah.
different. It's different. It's quite tiring. I think that's why we kind of needed to take a little bit of a break, with our season finale. Just take a break for a couple of weeks,
Yes.
because it is getting very busy for real estate.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
so now we're just
historically,
focusing on our business.
yeah,
Hmm.
historically, summer tends to be the hottest time of the year for real
Yeah, that's
estate.
the
I mean,
height.
real estate's already been very busy, very hot, as we've kind of been talking about these last 5 months. But even more so now, right? Kids are starting to get out of school, families are starting to move.
Yes.
We're seeing, even though
Hmm.
there's still a shortage in inventory, we're starting to see a little more hit the market. And on the flip side, we have buyers who are now entering the market. People have their tax returns. People have some money to play with. So
Well, we
it
have a
is,
deadline now, May 17, right?
yeah, and that's why
Did
it
you
is
ladies do
picking
your
up.
taxes already?
Oh, I'm done.
I did not.
I finished last month, or we finished last month.
I did
Yeah.
not. I filed
Hmm.
for an extension, but that's
You can
that's
always
another
extend.
that's for another episode.
Hmm.
But that's why, so with the market getting even busier, we are taking a couple weeks off to really concentrate on our clients,
Hmm.
some of our business, but we are still available for any of you guys. If you guys have any questions, you can
Yeah.
always contact any of us.
That's a good thing about social media is, you can easily find people by searching them.
Yeah.
and you can DM, PM, whatever you call it, or call them the
DM.
phone,
Slide into
or
the
Google
DM.
us. We're always Googleable. Is that a new word? Googleable?
Yeah.
Probably. I think so because Google is, I think people use Google as a verb now. So, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm gonna Google you. That's what a
exactly.
lot of people tell me. Oh, let me Google you. Like,
yeah.
Or Google
okay.
it. Yeah.
Mhm,
That's
mhm,
how it is nowadays. Like, let me Google you, your different social media profiles, and let me take a look. So
mhm,
yeah. So if anyone out there needs assistance with contractors, if you're doing construction or estate planning, you can contact any of
mhm,
us. I know that
mhm,
the SB and Jen cover a lot of the valley, and then I'm here in the Inland Empire, but we all cover the entire Southern California.
Yep.
So
mhm,
if you need advice on anything, just use
mhm,
us as a resource
mhm,
for anything from baby boomers, owning multi-family
Yep.
units. We're here to help you.
mhm, mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
the goal has always been to set you guys up for real estate success. Whether
Mhm,
you're buying, whether you're selling, or if you're retiring in style,
mhm.
we're all here to help you.
Well, I'm sure I'm going to see Abby doing her lives, Facebook lives, and Jen is very good in Instagram. I see a lot of your postings in Instagram and also in Facebook. Yeah, I'm planning on. I have something going on where I'm doing something like this, one on one with some partners. In fact, I have something going on with attorney eBay with estate
Oh,
planning. Yeah,
Lioness. I love her
yeah,
name. Such a
yes.
strong s- female name, Lioness.
Yeah, lioness, and we're gonna be addressing to the baby boomers and how they can downsize, things like that. How you can prepare yourself for the next stage of your life, after 6 years old. Different
Mhm.
programs out there that's available. Yeah, we're
How
gonna
about
be
your
doing.
lives, SP? Are you going to
Huh?
do one-on-one lives and then informing us about retiring and
Ah,
Prop
yeah.
19 and things like that? Because I know I've been waiting for that. I remember you had one on estate planning, and I was like, give me more. Like, I want to hear more. Like, because what Linus was saying is we need to set up our estate once we own a home.
Uh-huh.
So that's something that I've really been looking into. Me and my husband have been discussing it, and it's something that we'd like to do just to make sure, our our assets are in order and they
Fantastic.
go
Yeah.
to the right place. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good to talk to insurance people, financial advisors, estate planners, and then make decisions. And you don't have to really start big right away. If you own one house right now, your house you live on, you can just start simple, and then you can always renew that and grow that.
Yeah.
you
that's
know
true.
so the most important thing is that you are really you know the password. Well, I always say, because I used to have a group of Filipino ladies, that were just taken care of by the husbands, and they said, "Oh, I don't know how to do that. Oh, my husband takes care of that. Oh my," I said, "Hey, ladies, make sure you know the password, okay?" Yeah, it is important because that was my first short sale experience when the husband just dropped dead at 40 years old
Oh,
in the
wow.
Oh my
garage,
god.
you know, and she was 6 months pregnant and she was 28 years old
Oh my gosh.
and she could
Wow.
barely speak English and she
Wow.
didn't know the password, how to get
Mm.
to log in to all the financial banks and all that.
Yeah.
You see? So, because you're locked in, yeah, sometimes we do it as a joke, but actually there is a big component there of a reality, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. So as we go through this, even though we are maybe offline right now, you'll see us, in our Facebook Live, like Abby and Jen would still be. We'll still be around. Maybe you see me, or I'm ghosting you, but there's certain things happening in the background, so you can always contact me. Yeah, yeah. So
I mean, even
that's.
though we're taking a couple weeks off, know that we have a ton of things cooking for you guys. We
Mhm,
are planning on bringing on a lot of guests.
mhm,
I mean, one of the topics we were thinking of talking about are 1031 exchanges, saving your 1031 exchanges. With a lot of the laws coming out, there's a lot of changes in general, right? Whether it's
mhm,
taxes
mhm.
and anything that has to do with real estate. So we
Yeah.
are planning a lot of things and a lot of topics. And if you guys have any questions and any topics you guys would love for us to talk about, please DM us. Let us know. And we'd
Mhm.
love to cover it for you guys.
So
Yeah.
is it DM or PM? Like DM, isn't that for Instagram and then PM is for Facebook? Is that right?
I don't know.
Private message and direct message. I think you can just
Yeah.
use it, interchangeably. Yeah.
PM or DM us. That's
PM or DM us.
PM or
Exactly.
DM us or just call us, right? See,
Exactly.
right now is the peak. And don't really be listening to all the noise out there on all these negative propagandas about the doom is and all the dooms, it's doomsday coming up and we're crashing and all that. I think what we have to concentrate is what we have today and be
Yep.
appreciative of it, and what you can do today, leverage on it. That's
yeah.
basically what it is. Think about it. For the last 10 years, the values of the homes have gone up. And if you look back 2008, 2009, people thought that we were just going to be crashed.
Yeah.
And look what happened, you know, with the right administration, with the right people. And one thing I can say is that America is composed of a lot of immigrants that wants to swim to make sure that they survive. We are survivors, you know. So we're always gonna make it. When one reason or another, we pivot in different ways, and we still manage to take care of us and take care of other people.
Right.
And that's who we are,
That's
you know.
true. And don't be discouraged about how the market is really hot. There's 20 to 30 buyers out there because it can be done as long as you have
Mhm,
the right energy and you and your agent, you trust your agent and you're in sync with
mhm,
your agent. You can definitely buy a place and stop renting. Some people have spent 100,000, 200,000 on rent when they could have been homeowners that whole time
Yeah.
paying
yeah.
paying themselves rather than paying their landlord and increasing their landlord's
Mhm,
wealth. So definitely look into buying a home because you never know the amount of rent you're paying. It could be close to what you would be paying in a mortgage. And a
mhm,
mortgage, at least it's tax deductible, and you're paying down the equity, and you're
mhm.
building your equity. So
Yeah.
just think
I
about
mean,
Yeah.
that.
you could be paying the same in rent. I have some clients, the guests that I had on earlier this season, they're saving 400 bucks a month, than what they
Mhm,
were paying in rent on a
Oh
bigger
mhm.
my
house
gosh.
twice the size.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
there is so much upside on becoming a homeowner, and
Mhm.
and we're here to help you.
Yeah. And there's different ways of financing, because don't just get stuck with, oh, I need the 20% down. Believe me, right now there can be like seller carry back, which is advantageous for both,
Three
you know,
percent, 3% down, or three and a half
3%
percent down
down.
FHA. That's really
Yeah.
popular right now.
Even conventional can be 3.5
Yeah,
right now. Yeah.
3% conventional. I mean, there's CalHFA, right?
Mhm.
SBU closed
Yeah.
CalHFA earlier this year,
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
the down payment assistance program for
Hmm.
a lot of you people who
There's
are
still
worried that
money
you
like
don't
that.
have, a down payment.
We have
And you
those.
can you can use your 401k money too towards your down
Hmm.
payment. So
Hmm.
just take advantage of that too. If you don't think that you have enough money saved up, try using your 401k and
Hmm.
to get into a house.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of different ways. And then for the veterans out there, 0% down and
Yeah,
zero. Um,
great
yeah,
rates.
you can definitely get into a home. I mean, I just know a lot of people are waiting until next year. They think, oh, there's going to be foreclosures, or let me wait until 2022 when there's less buyers.
Mm,
We're in
mm,
Southern California. There won't be less buyers.
Yeah.
There's always going to be demand. I mean, look at the
yeah.
weather. Southern California, I think, is like the best place to live.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There's going to always be a, a lot of buyers looking for a home here. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, everyone last year that said, let me wait till next year is now in this year scrambling,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Because there's even more competition this year than there was last
Yeah,
year.
because the rates are going even lower.
Yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah.
rates are lower. I had someone last year that canceled escrow because they were like, "Oh, we're gonna wait, and I'm gonna wait until next year." Oh, well, you could have had like 50,000 equity by now. The home price went up so much, they
Yeah.
would have had 50,000 in equity, but they
Yeah.
were kind of scared. But don't be scared. There's people here. We're here to guide you. Your agents there to guide you. Just trust
Hmm.
in the process, and you'll be
Hmm.
fine.
Well, with the Prop 19 that we have right now, this is going to encourage a lot of 55 plus and over homeowners that have been in their property for, let's say, 20 years or more. It will encourage them to move.
Yeah.
So when they move, because they can take their property tax that they have on the house that they're living in right now, they can
Mhm.
move to a nicer, newer home, you know, and pay a fraction of whatever they need to pay for the property tax. And
So,
if you're 62 and over, you can combine that with reverse mortgage where you don't have to pay mortgage anymore. Can you imagine that? Yeah. So there's going to be people who's going to move, um, and there's going to be more inventory in the market.
so Prop 19, does that work for Melrose? Like, let's say they're buying in a new construction area like Ontario Ranch. Their
Hmm.
their tax rates are 1.8%. So they
Hmm.
can buy a home in Ontario Ranch and carry that over?
Yeah, the rule is on the Prop 19, you can bring the property tax that you have on the house that you sold. So let's say your house you sold in LA is you're only paying like $2,000 $3,000 a year,
Mhm.
okay? And then you go to Riverside and move there, and then they do have Melrose. Melrose is eventually becomes a part of your property tax. Because rule of thumb, property tax is only 1% of the purchase price. But because
Yeah.
they add on all these other additional, for the fire department, for the park, and
PFD, yeah.
yeah, for the school and all that. So
Mhm.
that's the reason why it goes up. Now they are combining all of that. Some people don't like the word Melrose, so they would say, "Oh, okay, off the bat, to say 2% property tax."
Yeah.
So with your property tax here, you can bring it over there. Now it's such a new law. It's such a new thing right now
Proposition.
that I don't know the mechanics whether they would also um how do you call that? You can also not have to pay the Melrose. That I don't know
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
So lawyers need to be the one to tell you about that. Or actually, the best place to call is the county assessor.
Hmm.
The county assessor where you're gonna move. That's where you want to go. You call them and find out.
We have a comment here from Ayansi. She says, "Totally agree. Jen help us save from renting to owning. She's the best in what she does." Yeah, I
Mhm.
agree. I totally
There you
agree. I
go.
mean,
They
if
are
you
my
guys
buyers
would
that
have kept
saved 400 a month.
renting, it's like,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
what?
They're the buyers that saved 400 a month in
There
rent.
you go.
They're
Oh,
paying
that's why.
$400 more in rent
Hmm.
compared to now their mortgage. And they got a
Yeah.
So
VA
you
loan
did save them.
they got a VA loan 0% down and are saving 400 bucks a month. So,
Hmm.
Awesome.
Hmm.
And I remember looking at their house. Their house is so big. They have like a studio in there.
yep,
Hmm.
So they didn't
lots of
have
money
that
studios.
before when they were paying $400 more in rent.
Yeah.
Yep. So that can be a business deduction right there.
Yep.
Hmm.
That's true. Home office
Yeah.
deduction.
There is nothing refreshing than to listen and hear to all these good comments, positive comments from clients who are happy, you know, and who value what we do. who value the time that we spend with them, and how we save them and how we get them into a house. Because
That's
there
so
are some
true.
people, because there are also some people they would say, okay, well, how much are you going to give me? You haven't even started yet. In the Bay Area, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it was so competitive. And then they would say, okay, well, they would just haggle you
Mm,
to nothing, you know. And sometimes it is so frustrating that people don't really realize the kind of work that we do, you know, because they only see what we do with them, but they don't see all the research and all the back work
yeah.
that we do in
The
the
stuff in the
background.
background.
you
Yeah.
know yeah we have to constantly study, make sure that we are up on top of our game, you know pay marketing, pay we have a lot of overhead that we do, yeah,
That's
to
true.
be able to deliver the way we are delivering, right?
Right.
Yes. No, that's
Yeah.
true. Us agents, we spend a lot of money on overhead. Like me, I have an office, and then I have to do marketing, online marketing. Usually, I
Mm-hmm.
spend about 10%. I
Mm-hmm.
I spend quite a bit on marketing. And there
Mm-hmm.
are agents out there that will work for less, like they'll give you a discount. So what they'll do is they'll list your house, they'll take a photo with their iPhone, and then the photo will be sideways and you'll see them in the mirror sometimes. And then they'll put that on the MLS. And there's your marketing. There. It just so happens your agent is in the photo, but you wanted a discount price. So that's what you got.
Field
But
service.
yeah, but us, we do drone shots. I take photos of I have photos of the community, take videos, and
Mm-hmm.
I do the Facebook lives. So there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things that I think sometimes our clients don't realize that we do. We spend a lot of money on marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, so yeah.
Yeah. So giving light to what is unknown, that's the big difference. So Ayensi was saying our show inspired us to finally do it. Yeah, because if you don't know, think about it. When you're blindfolded and and somebody walks you and says, "Oh, you are walking at the edge of a cliff. Do you want to jump?" you know but if you have somebody who is really going to guide you and make sure that you are enlightened, you're educated, you know exactly what to expect later, 2 weeks from now, at the end of the close of escrow and all that, that makes a big difference. Then you can make a more confident um, decision on whether should I pay over the asking price, should I,
Hmm.
because they are the ones who has to make that decision.
Right.
you know
Yes.
our portion and our part is to educate them, give them information, show them the big picture, and then they will be the one to make the decision. you know whether it takes them 1 day to do that or it takes them 2 weeks or a week, it's still their decision. you know so the
Yes, we're not
sooner.
principals on the transaction. They're the
Yeah.
principals. So
Hmm.
only they can make those kind of
The ultimate
decisions.
decision.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I guess that kind of wraps up everything. I
Yeah.
want to close with one comment that we have here
Uh-huh.
from Ferris. Hi, ladies. I would just like to say thank you so much for providing your expertise and knowledge freely to help people become homeowners and
Hmm.
increase financial wealth over the last 5 months. You are all the greatest example of providing real value and genuine service, what real value and genuine service looks like. Congrats on 5 months.
Oh, how sweet.
Yay.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Ferris. And
So
Thank
I
you,
want
Ferris
to
is the one
thank
that
Paris.
you
came up with our
ladies
name.
for, I mean,
Yeah.
again, this was supposed to be just a quick homework assignment.
Right now we are
And
in the
we've gone so
class, huh?
far. We've been doing this for over 5 months now.
Yeah.
And it's been awesome. So I'm
Hmm.
definitely excited for when we come back in a couple weeks.
Hmm.
And we look forward to seeing the rest of you guys when we come back.
And I want to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day.
Yes.
Oh,
Make sure
thank
you treat
you.
yourself. Don't wait for anybody to treat you. Just
Amen.
make sure you say pat in the back. Did a good
Amen.
job. Okay.
You guys are super women. So
Yes.
early happy Mother's Day. Happy
Yes.
summer to everybody, early
Thank
summer.
you. Hmm.
And we will see you guys when we come back.
All right.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
night.
Thank
Thank
Bye.
you
you,
so
Jan,
much.
for doing this.